I rebuke them. I rebuke them. I rebuke them in the name of Shoe Jesus. I rebuke them. Hey guys, hey, it's Anne-Marie, BaldGirlWillTravel, and in this video, we are talking shoes. The shoes I love, and then I'm going to single out one particular shoe that I absolutely hate, and that if you are a person who cares at all about your style, these are a pair of shoes that I think you should absolutely not have in your closet, and if you do, burn them. Let's get into it. So guys, this is Anne-Marie, and this is BaldGirlWillTravel. On this channel, we talk about style, fashion, travel, not necessarily in that order. I believe that style has no expiration date and that travel is the best self-care there is. So we talk about those things and how they intersect sometimes on this channel. And we talk about it from the perspective of us ladies over 40, especially those of us over 50 and beyond. So if that's of interest to you, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to pause so you have time to hit that subscribe button and comment, but do so constructively. So let's talk about shoes. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that shoes is in fact my favorite accessory. I love handbags as well, but shoes will always be my first love. Little Black history fact about me. My mom used to call me, my late mother used to call me Imelda. If you know where that comes from, it comes from the former First Lady of the Philippines, who was supposed to have a very vast shoe collection. And my mother one day came into my room when I was, I guess, in my teens. By this time I was working, so I had money of my own. And I had started amassing my shoe collection. And my mother was like, well, who are you, Imelda? Because Imelda Marcos was in the news a lot at that time because I think she and her husband's government had been overthrown, and I think they had come into where they were living, and she had closets full of clothes and shoes and shoes and shoes. But I love shoes, and at my peak, I had a closet that I had built just for my shoes, and I had over 300, north of 350, I believe, pairs of shoes at one time. When I decided to relocate abroad, I got them down to, I think I got them down to under 150, but I have added some since I moved abroad, so I haven't counted them recently, but I don't think I'm above 200. I think I'm still below 200, but I don't know what the exact number is. But I have really pared back, and one of the things and I've gotten rid of some of them since I've moved here as well, because one of the things I'm going to talk about fall essentials and the shoes I think every woman my age, those of us over 40, 50s and beyond, should have for fall. But the thing is, this is not going to be a long video because the shoes I'm going to mention are not that many, because there's some core shoes I think you need to have, and then there's some like to haves that you can add. If you already have these, then you don't need to add anything else. If you don't have these, then you might want to fill those gaps in. But I honestly don't think you need to have as many shoes as I have. Yes, it's nice to have options, but you don't need to have as many shoes as I have. But there's some core shoes that I think you definitely should have for fall. And in the spring, if you guys enjoy this video, let me know. I'll do something like it for spring/summer. But these are going to be the fall. I guess you could consider them fall/winter shoes. Where I live, it never really gets super, super cold, but it gets cold enough that you would need boots and jackets, right? So first type of shoes that I think you absolutely need are boots. So let's talk about boots. So I think every woman should have a pair of tall boots in her closet and a pair of ankle boots. Do I think you need like 5 or 6 of each? No. If that's your thing, by all means. But I think if you have a good pair of tall boots and you have a pair of ankle boots, you're good to go for the most part. I think the colors black or brown are ideal. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about when I think leopard needs to enter the chat, okay? But initially, if you are building a collection, a pair of tall boots, black or brown, dark brown, I would say go for black first. And then I would say if you have a tall pair of black boots, then maybe grab a ankle pair in brown. And I mean chocolate brown, dark brown, a suede or a leather, whichever you prefer. You can do a lot with just those two. I say go for either a pointed toe or a square toe. Why? Because I think those two silhouettes look the best with every type of article of clothing. Skinny pants, skinny jeans, wide leg pants, wide leg jeans. even narrower cut jeans, I think a pointed toe fits those silhouettes, just about every pant silhouette, very well, as well as a square toe. Round toes, I think, look better with narrower cut pants. It's just my personal opinion. So I would say first go with a pointed toe or a squared, not, and it doesn't have to be super square. There's kind of a toe that I like that's almost, it's narrow at the front, but then it goes square instead of pointed. Those are the two silhouettes I like, and I'm going to put examples of as I'm talking on the screen. But I think if you have one of each, you're at a good place. It's a good start, right? Then if you want to move on to other things, that's great. Always when you're thinking about what you wear, think about your environment. So for me, where I live, I prefer a lug-sole boot because I live in a place with a lot of cobblestones and I like to walk. So if I like to walk a lot, a lug-sole boot is great. For most places that are developed and don't have cobblestone streets, I think for those of us who are older, a nice block heel boot with a pointed toe or a narrow square silhouette is the best way to go. My favorite lug-sole boot are my Prada Monolith boots that I got probably 3 years ago now. I've definitely got my cost per wear out of them. I wear them a lot. I'm going to show you what they look like. So for my money, the best pair of ankle boots that I own right now and that I wear all the time are my black Prada Monolith. I love these boots because of the bottom. I can walk just about any terrain with these boots on, and I don't worry about slipping, sliding, falling. They look great with every type of pants that I have. I tend to wear them. I've worn them with leggings. I've worn them with baggy jeans. I've worn them with wide leg jeans. I love these boots. They're fabulous, but they are expensive. I got them on sale, probably about 50 to 60% off, but they were still expensive, right? What do I think is expensive? Anything over $100 to me is affordable, but getting to pricey, and anything over $500 is expensive to me. That's just my estimation. These shoes were north of $500, but they retail for over $1,000. Now, the current version of this shoe is round. Mine's is more of a pointed, which is one of the reasons I like it so much. So the earlier version was like this. The current version is more of a round toe. I prefer my version. But either way, I think these boots are amazing. The next pair of boots that I wear a lot is a tall lug sole, again, similar to the sole on the boots I just showed you, but it's an over-the-knee boot. Now, I prefer an over-the-knee boot to a just tall knee-high boot. That's my preference, but I think either one is fine. You can wear this type of boot with skirts. You can wear them with leggings. You can wear them, stuff your jeans into them and wear them. They're fabulous. I love my rounded toe Stuart Weitzman lug sole over the knee boots. They're black, they're suede, they're my favorite. Okay? But I think you should pick a silhouette that works for you based on how you dress. I think for most women, a knee high with a pointed toe, as I said, or a square is going to work. Speaking of square, I acquired last year 2 pairs of the Michael Kors Cosmo boot. I got one in black, I got one in brown. I got them both on sale. It's a croc finish, but it's not real crocodile, but it's a croc finish in leather. Great boot. There are a couple of them still available on the market. I will link them in the description of this video. It has like a squared but narrow boot. It looks great with pants. It looks great under dresses. The reason I like over the knee boots like this is because I think when you wear them with dresses and skirts, they have a nice look. It really elevates the look because the dress will usually fall past the top of the boot. And I just like the way that looks. So I prefer an over the knee, but you should pick what works for you. If you are one of the ladies with thicker thighs like myself, looking for something with venting, like a V vent on the side of the boot is good because it'll give you a little bit more stretch. So that's something to think about, right? But, and you want to look for that with over the knee. The reason I like Stuart Weitzman so much is because their boots are leather, but they always put I don't know how they do it, but I feel like they're more flexible than a lot of over-the-knee boots, other over-the-knee boots that I have purchased. So they're a little pricey, but I think they're worth the investment. If you want to get them on sale, always shop between Black Friday and around the first or second week of the new year, and a lot of things are on sale. Go to Saks off Fifth, which is where I got these boots. Nordstrom Rack is another place to keep an eye on. they have really good quality boots, and they usually are on sale during the time I just mentioned. So that's a good time to shop for tall boots. Don't pay retail. All of these things always go on sale. So if you're just a patient, make a list of things that you want, create the list, watch it, and grab them when they go on sale. So again, an ankle boot in a silhouette that works best for you, and a tall boot in either knee high over the knee. Once you have those two boots in your repertoire, I say it's time to add a statement boot as well. It could be a tall one or an ankle one. You can always make a statement with something like leopard, zebra print, anything like that will make a big statement. I'm going to share a couple of boots that I have that are more statement boots. These boots are great because you can wear something monochromatic or really understated, and then you throw these boots on and it elevates. For example, a white button down with a pair of wide leg black trousers, and then you wear these boots. These boots right here are by Steve Madden. I got them last season. There's still a couple of them still around. I will link them in the description of this video if I still can find any. I know I saw a pair on Revolve and they were on sale. I will put the name on the screen. I love, love, love these. And this heel right here is easy to walk in. It's not a kitten. It gives enough support, and it's a good heel. It's not quite a block, but it is not so narrow that it's a kitten heel. I'm not a big fan of kitten heel boots because I don't think they give your ankle enough support. It's too much of your weight on that tiny little heel. I prefer heels like these or a block heel. When I talk about a square toe, a narrow square toe, this is what I'm talking about. This is not pointed. It's square here, right? This is the type of silhouette I think is perfect for like an ankle boot. This is one of my favorite statement boots. I also would love a boot like this with a silhouette like this with leopard. Do not sleep on leopard. Leopard is a neutral. It goes with almost anything. You can wear leopard with black, brown, beige, red, you name it. It works. It's much more versatile than even a zebra like this. So get a pair of leopard into your repertoire, and an easy way to do it is by buying it and using it as your statement boot. I think a silhouette like this in leopard is good. I think a silhouette with a pointed toe is great for a leopard boot. I wouldn't necessarily buy a tall boot or an over-the-knee boot in a leopard because I just think that's a lot, but that's just me. But I think an ankle boot is perfect, okay? So this is a great way to go. Once you got your standards, what I call your standards, then you go to your statements. And a good pair of statement boots goes a long way. I'm going to show you another pair that is also a statement, but very different from the one I just showed you. So this boot right here is a limited edition that I got from Stuart Weitzman about 2 years ago. I got this boot when it was on clearance. It was like, I got like 60, 70% off on Saks, either Saks or Fifth or Nordstrom. I love them. You're not going to find this unless you find it on eBay or somewhere like this. They're the lug-sole. They're super comfortable. I love them. I'll put the name of it on the screen. It's pan painted and it's leather. Love, 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 love them. Love, love, love them. I just happened to be on Saks or Fifth. I saw them. I read the reviews. I found out that they ran quite large. So I took a chance and bought the 7.5 when normally I would wear an 8 to an 8.5, and they work perfect. So they definitely ran large, and I'm glad that I read the reviews and bought the last pair they had, which was a 7.5. They're my favorites. They go great with jeans. They go great with leggings. I wear them with anything that's related to pants. I don't wear ankle boots with skirts. I almost never do with short skirts. I wear it with a maxi skirt, but not like a short skirt. But I love, love, love those boots. So statement boots can come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. That's a takeaway for you on this. That's a takeaway for you on this. It doesn't have to be like a pointed boot or whatever. Whichever boot works for you to make a statement, that's the one you should grab. Another pair of ankle boots that I'm a huge fan of and I have my eye on is the Steve Madden Dusty. It's in the chocolate brown. It's a perfect boot to me. It's an ankle boot. It has the right silhouette. It has a block heel. It has a dark chocolate brown, and I do not have a pair of dark chocolate brown ankle boots, and I would really like to have a pair. I'm hoping that they will go on sale near the end of the season, and then I would like to grab a pair. But this is a really good pair of boots, and it comes in multiple colors, so don't sleep on it. Another type of boot that you might consider when you're adding a statement boot to your repertoire is the wedge boot. an ankle wedge boot. It doesn't always have to be a block heel. I like wedge boots because, again, they are comfortable. They're easy to walk in. I love a wedge heel. There is one by Jeffrey Campbell that I found on Revolve that I'm obsessed with. The only reason why I haven't bought it is because I have another pair of boots very similar from Paris, Texas that I got on sale about a year and a half ago. And I think the silhouette is too similar, so I can't justify it. The name of the boot is the Jeffrey Campbell Bethann, and I've put it up on the screen. It's on Revolve. It's amazing. I think this boot is so good because of the pointed toe, the see-through wedge heel. It's just everything. And I think it's a higher heel, but it's not so high that I don't think I could walk around in an evening for it. I think this type of boot will look good with a dress. It'll look good with a skirt. It'll look good with pants. It'll look good with leggings. It'll look good with everything. So this is a boot. If you're looking for a boot to make a statement, this is the one right here. This is one to keep your eye on. If you know you're a little bit more daring than most, grab it and put it in your closet. So the next type of shoe that I think people overlook, but that I definitely think that you should have in your closet is a good loafer. I don't think you need a lot of loafers, but I definitely think you should have at least one. Right now, there's a narrow style. It was put out by Bottega. Everyone and their mama has a dupe version of these loafers. I really like the silhouette. It's kind of a more car shoe looking loafer. It's not like, it doesn't have the lug sole, which I'm gonna get to in a minute, but it's a really nice loafer and it's an easy loafer. This one from Zara in particular, I really like a lot. It's in they have it in a couple colors in suede. It's really, really good, and I think the price is good as well. I prefer a lug sole, as I told you, so I have a couple pair of loafers, and both of them have a thicker heel to them because I like to walk. If I'm wearing loafers, I need them to be something I can walk in. I bought these by Marc Fisher last year, and I got them in a black and white. They are still available, but the black and white is not available anymore, but they do have a really nice black patent leather. It's called Latika. Highly recommend these loafers. They're very, very comfortable. Now, you do have to break them in. So when you get them, walk around the house in them a bit, get them to stretch out a bit, and then they're actually quite comfortable to wear. And I think they look good with a lot of different things. So I don't wear loafers with skirts at all. I only ever wear them with pants, jeans, especially wide legs. I think they look great with wide leg jeans, wide leg trousers. So I'm a really big fan of loafers for that. And I think it's an easy way to make a statement without having to do a lot. There's a new pair that I just saw from Sorel. It's in a tan color. And Sorel makes super comfortable shoes, but they also make a lot of shoes that actually look nice. So this is a pair of loafers that I think is very nice and worth bringing to your attention. I also like these silver Stuart Weitzmans. I'm a big fan of Stuart Weitzman. These are on sale. I think they're from last season. Do not sleep on the color silver if you're trying to make a statement. Doesn't matter what kind of shoe. A good silver goes a long way. Don't sleep on silver. So I love these silver loafers right here. And I also say don't sleep on leopard for loafers. So I love these leopard loafers right here. Don't sleep on a loafer and don't feel like you have to get it in the standard black and brown. Get a statement one. And you know, make a statement every time you put them on. You can wear silver with white and black. You can wear silver with red. You can wear silver with so many colors. So silver is a good one and leopard is a good one, okay? But don't sleep on a loafer. My favorite loafers right now are a pair of loafers I found in Dublin at Louis Vuitton. Yes, they're pricey. I love them. I got them, you know, I got my taxes back. And I have never seen anyone else with them, and I've never seen them on the US Louis Vuitton website. So I really like that as well. They're super comfortable. I have worn them all over Europe this past spring and summer when I was traveling. I have worn them to travel. I have worn them to go on excursions. I have worn them in wineries and got them all dusty. I have worn them. I have gotten my cost per wear on these loafers and they still look like new. They were a good investment. Do I think you need to run out and get a pair like this? No, but I love them. And so I had to give them their props in this video. Now, let's talk about another pair of shoes that I think you should all have in your closet. That is one of the things that I wear almost every day. I have a pair on right now, and that's sneakers. But before we talk about sneakers, I want to talk about my favorite sneakers. I want to talk about the pair of sneakers that I want to say, if you have these particular sneakers in your closet, I want you to take them out and burn them. And those are these sneakers right here. The Hokas. I rebuke them. I rebuke them. I rebuke them in the name of Shoe Jesus. I rebuke them. Take these shoes out of your closet. I don't want to hear about how comfortable they are. I don't want to hear about how comfortable they are. There are lots of shoes that are comfortable, and you don't have to wear ugly shoes to be comfortable. And I'm sorry, with all due respect, these shoes are awful. They are awful. Please, for the love of God, don't buy these shoes. There's so many other options that don't look like this. You don't. Wear them to the gym. If you're going to wear them, work out in them. But don't wear them to the airport. Don't wear them to go to brunch. Don't wear them to go nowhere. Wear them to the gym and then come home and take them off. Don't. Just don't do it. They're awful. If you see me in these shoes, it means that I have given up. It means that I no longer care how I look. It means that I have just put myself out to pasture. If you ever see me in these, and I know I said those once about Uggs, and I finally got a pair, but I only wear Uggs when it's freezing cold outside and there's like literally nothing else that you could put on your feet. I won't wear them otherwise. Please, for the love of God, not the Hokas. Okay? I just actually had my first styling client. She's delightful. We have so much fun. We've had a couple sessions and she's just the best and we have so much fun. And she has gotten an earful from me about the Hokas. Please, I beseech, please, no Hokas, okay? Now let's talk about my favorite sneakers. My favorite sneaker right now is the Puma Palermo. What do I like about it? I feel it has good foot support, good padding inside of the shoe, and they look good. I like the way they look on my feet, and I like the way my feet feel inside of them. So right now, they are my favorite sneaker. I have them in silver. I have them in hot pink with the red stripe going down the side, and I just ordered them in red, and I'm hoping to get them soon. I know the popular sneaker right now is the Adidas Sambas and the Adidas Gazelles, and I have a couple pairs of Adidas, but what I'm going to say about them is this. I like them, but they can rub the back of your heel and it can hurt. I had to get special socks, the socks that go up a little bit on your heel, in order for me to wear mine comfortably. Now I can wear them and they don't bother me, but without those socks, I wouldn't be able to wear them. I really, really, really like my Adidas Sambas in a brown suede. One of the things that I have done with it is I switch out the shoelaces. I just ordered some leopard print shoelaces. And I switched them out and I wore them recently with orange shoelaces and I really liked them. And so that's an idea for you to, wake your sneakers up again. Take the laces out that came with them, the boring laces, and go and buy some new laces and put new laces on your sneakers. Or try like doubling up your sneakers. There's a pair of sneakers from Mule that made this very popular. And the sneakers are very expensive. But all they did was they put one set of laces on the top and another set on the bottom, and then they charge you $1,000 for them. Don't do that. Don't pay $1,000 for those sneakers. But you can take your Adidas Sambas and do the same thing. You can take your Pumas and do the same thing. You can take any pair of sneakers and do the same thing. But it looks especially good on those low profile sneakers like Adidas and my Puma Palermos. I love my Puma Palermos also because I love the price. And if you go on DSW, you can find them and they're very inexpensive. So don't sleep on the Pumas. Don't sleep on the Puma Palermos. I highly recommend them if you want a nice pair of stylish sneakers that you can wear to the gym. You can wear them walking. You can wear them to the airport. You get nice, good space to spread your toes and they don't hurt. They don't rub the back of your feet. They're just good sneakers with a nice on-trend stylish silhouette. Puma Palermos, you can thank me later. Now, I want to talk about pumps and mules. I don't wear a lot of pumps because where I live is not conducive to pumps. I don't really have any reason to. I own a pair, but I don't really wear it here. I wear it when I'm traveling. But right now, wedges are in, and I'm obsessed. I have a pair of wedges that I recently got from Jeffrey Campbell, and I'm obsessed with them. They are beautiful. I just like looking at them, and they're beautiful on my feet. And Jeffrey Campbell also has a pair that is called, I think, the Chartreuse. I'll put the name on the screen. It comes in multiple colors. It comes in a lime green, a tan color, and a black. They're all suede. It's a knockoff. It's a dupe. I shouldn't say knockoff. It's a dupe of a pair of shoes that was out earlier this summer from Gucci. I think it's a beautiful dupe. It's a beautiful pair of shoes. I keep having to walk myself away from buying them because I probably wouldn't wear them a lot, but I love the lime green ones. I put them on the screen. They're beautiful. I'm hoping they go on sale this fall so I can give myself an excuse for why I should have them. But don't sleep on the wedges. There's some beautiful wedge heels out right now this fall. They're on trend. So now's the time if you've been thinking about getting a pair. There are going to be a lot of choices. I also like this T-strap one that I saw on Nordstrom. I think it's dope as hell. This like see-through heel thing is on trend. Bottega has some heels out, and Jeffrey Campbell has duped them. And I actually like the Jeffrey Campbell better than the Bottega version. So you can save yourself like $700-800 and just get the Jeffrey Campbell ones. But if you are into wedges, if you're into slingbacks, they're very on trend. But I really like the wedge because the wedge is a comfortable option if you want to wear something that's stylish but comfortable, right? Now, you're not going to go run a marathon in them or walk 3 or 4 miles, but they're comfortable enough to wear all night, in my opinion, and not have, to put on flip-flops or something on the way home. Okay? The next type of shoe I want to mention before we wrap this up is the Mule. Don't sleep on the Mule, y'all. I love a Mule. These are my favorite mules right here. I've had them for years and years and years and years and years. And I wear them all the time because they're leopard. They go with a lot. Get yourself a pair of mules, and a leopard mule is never a wrong way to go. A leopard or a black one is always a good way to go. But I love these leopard ones, and I wear them all the time. I also love a nice mule with a heel. I'm going to show you one of my favorites right now. I feel like I've shown you guys this shoe again, but I'm going to show you again. This is the Vader from Jeffrey Campbell. It is a dupe of a pair of shoes that was out last year from Bottega Veneta. I love these. This patent leather black is not available anymore, I don't think. If I see any more of them, I can try to put them in the description, but I think this color might be gone. But they have it in a black, like python print that just came out this fall. And then they have multiple colors that came out over the spring and summer in orange, turquoise. Those might still be available and be on sale. So if you like the silhouette, go grab a Vader. Here's the thing, and it's not uncomfortable. Even though the heel is like this, it's not uncomfortable. I like a Mule because it's a great early summer. It's a great shoe to wear in the fall months before it gets super cold. If you live in a place that gets super cold, this is an easy shoe. Just slip your feet in. This is perfect with jeans. It looks great with slacks. It looks good with jeans. It looks good with leggings. It looks good with everything. So this is a great all-purpose mule. If you wanted a mule with a heel, I would say this is a good one to look at. And they now have it in a snake print as well, okay? So this is a great heel that is very, very all-purpose. If you don't want a flat one like my favorite, which is the Cole Haan Piper mule, which is the one I had put up in leopard that I own. If you want one with a heel, this is a good one to get with a heel. And I feel like a pointed mule really never goes out of style. They may, bring other things round around, but you can always wear pointed heel, right? So, and this looks great with boot cut jeans, which are very on trend right now. It looks good with a wide leg. It's a good shoe. And then I'm going to show you one more that I absolutely love, which I would say is more of a statement, but it's a mule as well. So this is the Bottega Veneta Tex Mule. I think it came out last year. I think you can still find a couple of them floating around online, and I will link the ones I can find. I found this on the Humble at the Neiman Marcus last call when I was visiting my family last year, I think it was, late last year. It's stunning. Look at it. It's a stunner. Look at that. And I got it for a song, honey. I got it for a song. It was on clearance. I got it for a good deal. So, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I would not say it's the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn, but it's also not the least, it's not terrible, right? But it's definitely, I'm not running a marathon in these shoes, but I could walk around in them, but I'm not running a marathon in them. If you want to run a marathon, put some Pumas on. Okay? I really recommend getting a mule and adding a mule to your repertoire and your shoe collection, right? Get it in, whatever color, but I highly recommend, again, a leopard is always a good way to go in terms of a mule. A shoe that you're not going to wear every single day, but that you will reach for at certain times of year, that's a good buy. If you already have a flat mule, think about getting one with a heel that you can wear to go out to dinner or to go out, when you want to step it up a little bit, think about getting one with a heel. And that's all I have for this video, you guys. I promise you it wasn't going to be long. So just to round up the shoes that I think that you need to have in your closet for fall as a woman over 40 into your 50s and beyond is a good pair of boots, tall and ankle, over the knee optional, loafers. Don't sleep on a good loafer. Absolutely a stylish pair of sneakers. Sneakers are not just for the gym anymore. So don't just go for something that looks like you're about to go to the gym. So invest in something that is stylish also that you can dress up and down. I highly recommend the Puma Palermo. And don't sleep on the Mule. Don't sleep on the Mule, okay? Don't sleep on the Mule. I'm going to say that one more time. And last but not least, consider a wedge heel, whether it's a boot or a dressed up shoe. You know, put the boring pump in the corner for a minute and think about adding a wedge into your life as a statement. As I said, I really believe that in addition to having what I call these staples in your closet, you also want to put in some, besides the standards or the staples, we want to put in some statements. So to add some statement to your closet after you have the staples, look at putting in things like leopard and a wedge instead of a standard heel. When it comes to pumps, pumps are great, but are you going to wear them? If you are not a person that has to go to an office every day, you may not end up wearing the pump unless you're wearing it to church or some special occasion. And so you could substitute a pump for a cool wedge mule or a really nice wedge sandal or a wedge boot. Not a wedge sandal, that would be for summer, but a nice wedge mule, a wedge boot or something like that instead. Don't forget to consider leopard, and then after leopard, a nice zebra print. Zebra is very on trend right now, but I still think the leopard is the best way to go because it's more timeless, right? Leopard never really goes out of style. So grab your standards first, then look at grabbing some statements as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it 2 thumbs up and hit the comments. Tell me what you thought, and also subscribe. I really appreciate that. And don't forget to go follow me on LTK. Take a moment, go over there, hit the follow button and follow me. I would really appreciate it very, very much. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.